Hey there, my name is Brian. After years of building Angular apps, I'm here to help you level up your skills and build even better apps. Today, we're diving deep into theming Angular components. We'll harness the power of the CSS host and host context selectors, along with CSS custom properties. I'll show you how to create different layout and color styles for a custom card component and discuss the benefits and drawbacks of each approach. For this tutorial, we'll be using this banner region here. This content comes from a card component. This component looks pretty good here at the top of this page. So if we're only using the component here, we wouldn't need to make any changes, right? But we've decided that we need to add it to the sidebar on the blog page here. So now we need to do something to fix the way it looks here. In this case, we want to alter the styles whenever the component is placed within an aside element. So for this first theming option, we can use the host context pseudo class. This pseudo class allows us to style components contextually based on the surrounding markup. Now, in parentheses, we add the CSS selector that we want to style based on, so we'll add the aside element selector. Now, any styles we add here will only apply when the component is nested within the aside element. So now, I'll go ahead and add several styles to fix the layout in this situation. These styles will apply more of a vertical style for the card, which is better in this particular scenario. Okay, that should do it. Let's save and see. Nice. This looks better here now, right? And if we go back to the sign-up page, it remains unchanged here, so that's good. So, what are the pros to theming components with host context? Well, for one, it's context aware, so the component's layout automatically adapts based on the scenario it finds itself in. And two, it remains reusable. We just may need to handle more specific use cases if it needs to adapt in another scenario too. However, this could also be a downside. If we needed this same layout, we'd need to add another host context selector to these styles. And we may need to continue to add to these over time, which is not ideal. Another downside is that these styles could break if the parent selector changes. In that case, these styles would no longer apply correctly. So those are some things to consider with this method of styling components. To avoid these issues, we have some other options. I found that sometimes it's better to create multiple layouts for components and style them using classes. And in this case, we can use the host pseudo class instead. This selector targets the host element of the component, and unlike host context, stops there without considering the surrounding markup. What I like to do for this type of scenario is completely separate out the styles unique to each layout scenario. So for this component, I'll create a horizontal section for our horizontal layout styles, like we see on the sign-up page. Then I'm going to move all of the styles unique to this horizontal layout into this new section. And then I'll create a vertical section for the vertical style layout where I'll isolate the styles for this layout. There. So now we have the styles for the two layouts separated. Keeping them completely separated like this avoids the need for the layout styles to override each other, making them easier to understand and maintain. Okay, now that we've got the styles separated, we just need to go to each of these component instances and add the appropriate class. There. Now with the classes added, let's save and see if that worked as expected. Yep, that looks good, right? What about the vertical style on the blog page? Yep, that still looks good too. So what are the pros to theming components with the host pseudo class and layout classes? Well, number one, and most important, the styles remain encapsulated in the component. And number two, simplicity. It's easy to toggle layouts by simply changing classes. How about some cons? Well, one may be that you need to switch layout classes at different responsive breakpoints. This means that we'd probably need to monitor viewport changes with JavaScript and programmatically apply the appropriate class, or we might have the need for more complex styles that consider media queries instead. So this works well for different component layouts in many cases, but there may be some challenges with responsiveness. Now, so far, we've really only covered the concept of layouts when it comes to component themes. But the way that I've experienced it is that there are at least two major aspects of component themes. One is layout, and the other is color. Similar to our layout example, I like to use color classes with the host pseudo class to apply different color states. So let's add a red class, and then add a reddish background color. Also, let's change the text color to white in this case. Let's also add a purple class with a purple background and white text. And then, just like the layout classes, let's add these classes to the individual component instances. Okay, let's save and see how this looks now. Nice, this component is purple now. And the banner on the sign-up page is red. So that's how I like to manage layouts and colors. But while these concepts work great, they're still not without issues. Sometimes they just don't work well because you need more customization for a given scenario, but maybe it's more of a one-off case. In these cases, I like to use CSS custom properties to expose configuration that can be overridden when needed. To do this, let's add another host selector here. This time, we won't add a class. We'll apply these styles to the host by default. Let's add a background color style, and we'll add a custom property for this. Then, we'll add a color style with a custom property too. Now, let's go into the style sheet for the homepage component and provide custom values for these properties. We'll set the background to yellow. And we'll set the color to red. Then let's remove the color class for the component on the homepage. Okay, now let's save and see how this looks. Nice. Well, not really nice. This color combo is kind of ugly, but the styles are properly overridden, so that's good. So this just gives us even more flexibility when it comes to component theming. To wrap things up, we've seen how CSS empowers you to create flexible, context-aware components. By using host context and host, along with layout and color classes, and even dynamic theming with custom properties, you can fine-tune your designs for any scenario. Each approach has its trade-offs, so experiment to find the best balance for your projects. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.